That's a good way to build courage. You're right. Hey, who cares? You're going to a better place than this. Just jump. You'll be fine. So, and what I would like you to notice is that when they do it, they actually have a little. They're all like rigged up, and they actually have a little handle on the back, so the guy can hold you there. So his one hand's up like this, but the other hand's holding like that, and then he'll let go at some point. So we've got, there's a bit of pushing that goes on, I imagine. So what I've done is I've split the word up, and you can obviously see that it has the word courage in it, but I want to focus on that little en prefix today. So it actually means, it can have a few different meanings. So I've split it in two. Today I'm going to talk about it means to cause. So encourage means to cause courage. Isn't that cool? Did you know that your words and your action can actually stir courage in other people's hearts? That's pretty cool. So, this week, I had my kids. I can't remember why. Eliza was busy doing something, so I had my kids, and we went past the water tower. We were actually over near St Mary's School, and we went past the water tower, and we've often go past them, we've pointed at it, whatever, but Jeremiah's, he's got a bit of an engineer's brain, and so he said to me, "What does that do?" And so with all the knowledge and wisdom that I've gained over the last lifetime, I answered him like Solomon would and said, "I have no idea what that does, and I don't even know what's in it or what's going on with that." So I said, we'll go to the place where we find all information and wisdom, and we'll go home and look at YouTube. And so we went and looked at YouTube, and it was really cool. Like for about an hour, we clicked on all these different videos. Heidi and Jeremiah and I were just watching all about pipes and how they work, and we even got into sewerage, and the kids were freaking out because they're like, "Are we drinking water that used to be poo?" and all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, no, that happened. They were showing some things from different countries. I actually don't know if it happens here, but what? So, but to save you from that, I'm not going into that today, but we are going to talk about pipes and water, and we're going to talk about water towers. So, this is a little bit how they work. So, you can see that there's a big pump at one end. So, you have to pump the water, obviously. There has to be a big pump. And so, they've got to get it to the town. So, the biggest problem in all the videos I watched, so there's a couple of key things that the engineers have to fight against, and that is pressure. You have to get water pressure to the town, and it has to be this constant pressure. So has anyone, I'm blessed because I have pretty good water pressure in my house, even though it's a high-rise, it's a 2-story. I don't live in a, anyway. It's 2-story and the water has to go up a bit, but it's old, so it's got them copper pipes, But we got plenty of water pressure. Does anyone else like me, and this, I know first world problem, guys, but when you go to a unit or you go on holidays and you turn the shower on, it feels like someone's just dribbling on you. Like it's just, there's no water pressure at all. And I like it. I like the water pressure so it's just before it starts to peel your skin off. That's where I like it, just like right? And so sometimes I go to places, but I've got a reality check now because some of us guys who went to the Philippines, they didn't have much water pressure, and so we were really just filling the bucket up and just washing ourselves with a bucket. So we've got it good here. But one of the big problems they have is trying to create pressure and to keep the pressure up. To cause courage, sometimes we actually say, we're going to pump someone up, or I'm getting pumped up. And so it's a little bit like with courage, it's trying to keep that pressure up with the water. So if you're a person facing fear or facing a big challenge, sometimes you got to get pumped up before you do it, and it really helps you with your courage. I've seen this when you see extreme sports. They do some crazy stuff to get pumped up sometimes. Some of you guys that are into rugby league, whenever Origin comes around, they show really old footage, and they used to, they wouldn't do this anymore, but they used to actually stand in front of each other and slap each other, like to get ready for the game, because I guess it's a high contact sport. But my brother Andrew is into motorbikes, and I've watched some things with him where like they have a whole team around them basically just yelling at them and slapping their helmet, getting ready to do a backflip or something, you know. And so they're trying to get pumped up, they're trying to get their courage up. And it works, because those that do watch The State of Origin, you would have seen over many years players that are pretty ordinary when they play during the week, but when they're in that Suncorp stadium, when it's full of everyone's in the same colour and everyone's making that noise, they rise to it. Their courage builds, and they do some things that they would never be able to do in normal life. We've seen Olympians break PBs and run way faster than they ever have when they're at their home Olympics. Going away from sport now, there's so many amazing and inspiring stories of people that have gone to war, and they do it because they're with their comrades and they're inspired by their commanders to have courage. A small and unified group can change the world if they have a culture of courage. So it doesn't always have to be this big army, but a small group that has a culture of courage where they are building one another up and saying to each other, we can do this as a team, they can change the world. I hope one day to look back at Tanana Christian Church at how many people did things that they never thought they could do. If you're feeling fearful right now, or you're facing something bigger than yourself, we want to let you know that we are your biggest fans here at Tanana Christian Church. You may want to talk to someone about Jesus and you're very nervous about it. Well, we believe in you, and we're going to walk through that with you. You may have an idea that makes you nervous. If you have an idea that makes you nervous, that's a good place to be. That's a good idea. If it's like, oh yeah, I could do that, then it might be good. But if it's making you nervous and you're like, oh, that's going to be a lot, then that's a good place to be, because that's where God will turn up. But also, we want to support you. We want to encourage you, and we want to cheer you on. You may feel called to do this. Maybe you don't right now, but maybe this week you might. And you'll be like, no, I don't want to stand up in front of people and talk. It might not be even here. It might be maybe at a ladies group. It might be at a men's event. It might be in different settings. But maybe you've thought, I've got this thing on my heart I'd love to share, but I could never do that in front of people. But maybe you're getting to the point where you're like, maybe I'd like to have a go at that. Well, we're here to support you, and because we have a culture of courage here, and we will encourage you to have a go. Maybe you're feeling called to teach others, maybe start a business, sing. Maybe you're called to write. You can do it. Go for it, and we will cheer you on. The Greek word that's often used for the word encouragement literally means a calling to one's side. So I don't know if you've ever watched this movie, but that was the image that came to my mind. And he obviously does this big epic speech about freedom, but you can see in this image that it's not him pointing from the back and saying, go and do this, which was, by the way, often how the English did it. But with this guy, he led from the front. So it's not his leadership style wasn't, I'll stand at the back and you go fight. That doesn't really give anyone any courage, does it? It doesn't go, you go fight, I'll just stand back here where it's safe in case we need to run away. Also, you're going to run on foot, but I'm going to sit on this horse. But as you can see in this photo here, the leader that gives you courage is, I will stand with you. And we want to say with you that if you've got a dream in your heart, or you've got an idea that you're nervous about and you want to have a go at, we want to stand with you. We're calling you to our side. We're not calling you to go do it and we'll watch from afar. We're calling you to our side. We call you to come and stand with us, not in the name of freedom, but in the name of Jesus Christ. We will do this together, and we will stand with you. we want to give you the courage to do the things that you're called to do. Now, we've been talking about how testimonies can give us encouragement, so I'm going to ask Mick. Mick's going to come and share a testimony with us. Why don't you give him a clap? He's a legend.
Some people will know I've had some health challenges. And Thursday, week ago, I woke up in the morning and I wasn't feeling real good, and every time I peed it burned like Billy-O, and I had a lower back pain that you wouldn't believe. So I said to Lenny, we're going to go to the prayer meeting, and after the prayer meeting I think you might have taken me to hospital. Couldn't get a doctor's appointment. I know, can't get a doctor's appointment the day you want it. You can only get it a week from when you don't want it. But anyway, so we come to the prayer meeting, and my back was killing me. I couldn't sit. I kept walking around praying, kept walking around praying. And at the end of the prayer meeting, there was about 6 or 8 of us, and they all laid hands on me and we believed, and they said, I'll break the power of that thing, and they prayed. And I went home. Within 1 hour, the pain's gone. And when I peed, it felt so good. I just want to be literal. I'm just going to tell you, if you're believing for something, you need to come to the Thursday morning prayer meetings.
Thanks, Mick. So when we hear a story like that, I don't know about you, but that gives me courage. It gives me courage to pray for others. So I'm going to stop the sermon right now, and if there's anybody that is feeling unwell and you would like people to pray for you, I would like you to stand right now, and we are going to pray for you. I don't want to embarrass you, but if there's anybody that feels that they want prayer for healing, or you could just put your hand up, and we're going to get some people around you. So Mick's still got some things. There's a lady down the back. Come on, guys, let's stand up if you would like to pray for them, and let's lay hands on them.